Charlotte with Share with Charlotte podcast, where I am the creator and host, and where we place emphasis on finding balance in relationships. I want to welcome you again to another episode. And this particular episode, I hope you find insightful, encouraging, one that gives you hope, one that gives you tools that you can use as you move forward in life. I chose this particular uh, episode and this topic, which is called When Life Disappoints, Keeping It Moving. And the reason I chose this is because I live by it. It's my way of surviving and things that come my way that when life hits you and you weren't prepared for it, or even if you were prepared for it, but you still have to go through a process of getting out of something, and that is keeping it moving. Keeping it moving for me is saying that whatever comes my way, I need to learn how to survive beyond that. Keeping it moving is what gives me strength. Keeping it moving is what gives me hope. Keeping it moving is what allows me to know that I'm not have to be in a place where I'm stuck in this place and I can't move beyond it. Keeping it moving helps me understand that the situation and circumstance that I'm in, I will not allow it to define me and to defeat me. Keeping it moving is meaning that it's a temporary situation and not a permanent one. Keeping it moving gives me hope. Keeping it moving is what continues to give me life and the energy I need and the fight within me to move beyond what life had dealt me. Because life will disappoint. From where you are, and if you can reflect back, and I'm sure there's things that you can remember, that you can revisit and say, wow, I've gone through a lot. Well, you're not alone. Many of us have gone through a lot. My story may not be your story. My ordeals may not be your ordeals. My pain may not be your pain. My disappointments may not be your disappointments, but they're still real and it still happened. But for me, to keep things moving is to not give up. I reflect back on my life of my 60, soon to be 67 years, where I had to move beyond losing my mother, my father, stepmother that I loved and adored, three siblings, my sisters, and to be diagnosed with an illness that I still and forever will have, a chronic illness, my lung disease. And of course, I've lost many loved ones, relatives that I held so dear and still hold so dear to my heart. And even when I was diagnosed with my lung disease um, and to not be able to breathe, and, couldn't get the oxygen. Days I would go without even bathing. Couldn't comb my hair because it's too much, took too much to comb my hair. Didn't have the energy. Just trying to find some oxygen so I could just breathe, stay alive. To even take a few steps. It's like running a marathon. And I'm still saying keep it moving. But it reminds me when my doctors was sharing with me because I was so sick. And they were saying, you only need to do what you can do, but don't do too much. And my body was just saying, I need to keep moving. I need to move to fight for you. And didn't know that when I was working out for years, rigorously, just working out 5 days a week, that I would get to the gym 5 in the morning, 5 days a week, faithfully for years, conditioning my body to be strong and to be healthy, pushing my lungs and my heart to fight. Didn't know that God was preparing me for this moment in time that I needed to still fight for myself, for my life. But my body was saying, keeping it moving. You need to keep your body moving, keep moving, because I want to fight for you. If you let your body lay, your lungs are going to forget how to fight. So my doctor would tell me one thing, but my body was telling me something else. And that was keeping it moving. So what I did, I listened to my body and I worked, but I couldn't share it with my doctors because they had given me specific instructions to not do what I was doing. And that is, I was struggling trying to get the oxygen, but I wanted to keep moving my body, keeping it moving so that my body could learn to fight, my lungs could learn to just fight to breathe. And that's why today I'm a living miracle, truly a living miracle. But life is going to deal you disappointments, many disappointments, because we live in this world where it's an imperfect world, it's a sinful world, it's a damaged world, it's a world filled with chaos, craziness, and it's filled with people who are like that. The air, the chemicals, all the stuff, anything can hit you and attack you at any given time. When life disappoints, what do? I say you keep it moving. I truly live by that because it makes you strong within yourself. I will not lay down and be defeated without trying to fight. I will not give up and give in when I still have breath in me to still fight for better. I will not allow myself to just have that to define me as that this is who I am and what I am and what I have to be. So I refuse to do that because I choose to keep it moving. Life is going to happen, even in bad marriages. If you're in one, whether it be your children, whether it be your work, whether it be your health, whether it be where you lose a loved one, whether it be just sickness, whatever is dealt with you, whatever comes with you, when life disappoints you, what do? Do you lay down? Do you give up? Do you give in? Or do you reach down there and you fight? Much of what I do, and the reason I've been able to overcome a lot of things in my life and to keep it moving beyond my circumstances, beyond my situation, is not me alone. It's because of God Himself who literally poured in me what I need because He give you what you need in you. And then because He's in you and He's giving you the tools you need. He said, "You're not alone because I'm with you." So therefore, you don't have to do this all by yourself. I'm with you. I will help you. He didn't say lay down while you do nothing. He said, well, work with me because together we can do this. I never give myself full credit, but I do know I put the work in. But I do also know that God worked with me to keep it moving, to allow my life to go and be moved beyond what life brings and what life throws at me. God allows me because He gives me truly what I need from Him. And then those times when He just says, when I'm too weak and He picks you up and He help carry you. But my trust and my faith is in Him. But I know what He also poured in me. And I want you to check yourself. What has He poured in you? Do you have fight in you? Do you have fire in you? Do you have where you have that level of survival mode when it kicks in that says, I want to survive through this. I don't want to die in it. I don't want to lay in it. I don't want it to swallow me up. But I want to be in a place where I can move beyond the place that is in. Because life is going to disappoint. That's life. You could be having, as I say, your best day. And life hits you with something that take you on your lowest day. You could just wake up if you're blessed to wake up, but you don't know what's in your day. That's why you got to give thanks to God first for waking you up, and then for that evening that He got you through your day. And if nothing crazy didn't happen, hallelujah. because craziness happens all the time. Stuff happens all the time, but it's how you process it, how you deal with it, how you address it. What do you do with it that allows you to keep it moving? Or do you stay in it and it swallows you up? And if it swallows you up, you're probably still in that same place. But I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you. When life brings you disappointments and disappointments, I want to say keep it moving. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Because you have in you what it takes to move beyond whatever that is. And I'm not saying it's easy because it's not easy. Living life is not easy. When stuff hits you from nowhere, it's not easy. It shakes you up. It rattles you. It literally can bring you to your knees. And sometimes it may lay you out, but you still living. You're still breathing. That means there's still life in you. Because some stuff is just so painful, so hurtful, that it literally just grips you. But you still can't give. You have to fight for the life that you want. You have to fight for the life that you envision yourself having. You have to fight, literally fight for that. And all the things I can think of in my life, many times I could have just laid down because it's work. It's a lot of work to move beyond that. It's a lot of work. But I always say to myself, I'm worth it. I'm worth the fight that I have to give and to endure. I'm worth it. And if God give me breath, I want my best life in the situation in which I'm placed in. It's not perfect, but I want my best life in it, in that moment in time. So I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to be where I'm in motion. And to keep it moving, meaning you're moving out of something and away from something. Because I'm moving. Keep it moving. You can do that. Because if you don't, then you really do give up. And I want to encourage you not to give up. Yes, it looked bleak. Why, Lord, is it happening to me? And I always tell myself when stuff happens, why not me? And be honest, why not you? Because we're not that kind of special that it can't be you and it can't be me. But trials is how you grow. Life bring you disappointments. That's how you grow because you're tested. And God will test you. He will put you in situations and circumstances to be tested. It's a faith walk because your faith is in Him on what He can do for you and with you. It's a faith walk. God didn't say you just waddle in a state of where you just self pity. Self pity gets you nowhere. Self pity is just saying, I totally give up. I give in to this. Woe on me. Look pitiful me because I can't do nothing. I can't be nothing beyond this. It is what it is. And I just don't know nothing else I can do. And the sad thing about sometimes what people do is they don't even try to keep it moving. Self pity just kicks in. And it's easier for someone who's in a state of being one of pity, it's just to do nothing. Or just want somebody to come along and just save me without even trying to save themselves. That's not good. Nothing's good about that because it's lazy. It's lazy to just lay there and do nothing. Keep it moving. In relationships, someone doesn't appreciate you, don't love you, want to leave you. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Because you should be worth more than someone to have someone who desire you and to stay in a relationship who you're undesirable to. And they make that known to you that they don't desire you or love you or want you. And you're still trying to make something fit. Things in life, when circumstances present itself, that you know you much better than where you are, is to keep it moving. Keep it moving. I thank God that He poured that in me. I thank God that He's given me the avenue, the tools within me, knowing that He's always with me, that I don't have to accept my circumstances, even with my lung disease, which I still have, I will forever have, that He helped me to keep it moving to where I fought to be in this place that I am, that I don't have to live my life, whether it be in a wheelchair with an oxygen tank, that I don't have to keep where I have to, every move I make, I'm connected to an oxygen tank because I've lived it, that I can be vibrant, that I can thrive in life, that I can work. There was a time I couldn't even work. I lost my career, my passion in life, which was to work with at-risk kids, because I literally couldn't do anything, much of anything. And then when I had a second opinion, and I was told that I needed to have a double lung transplant, and I'm just thinking about that, and that hit me hard, really hard, that my lung was so damaged that I needed a double lung transplant. And I want you to know today, I've never had that double lung transplant because of me keeping it moving, fighting for my life. And with God saying, you work with me and I'll work with you. And we're going to move you to a place where you're going to function, where you're going to have a full life, a thriving life. And you won't look like you're sick. You'll have your moments because it's a reminder of what I brought you through. I don't have my relapse because it's a reminder of me, for me, to humble me, that is in me. Because when you stay healthy, you can almost forget that, I can almost forget that I'm sick. There's a sickness in me. God shows me periodically that it's still there. But I'm going to remove you from that and give you a life that's wholesome and healthy and one that thrives and you can do good work because I'm giving you purpose in your life and I'm pouring good in you and I'm giving you good 10 months of a year that you can just be your best self. Thank God for that. But it's all about keeping it moving. And I want you to, I know it's a cliche. I know it's like Wallace is just keeping it moving. Yes, just keeping it moving. When life brings you disappointment, and again, because it will, you keep it moving. You keep it moving. Search within you what that is. Because I have so much to be thankful for. So many, and I do mean so many examples and testimonials where God has literally brought me through, where I'm staying in that moment of keeping it moving. But God said, don't let me have to do all the work. Work with me. And that's what I'm saying to you, and I want to leave with you. And that is, don't just let God, pray for God, do all the work. You have to work yourself and let God work with you because He will. And when He see you working, those moments that you're so tired, He'll pick you up God doesn't want you to be lazy in your trials and lazy when life disappoints you. He wants you to also work and keep it moving. To keep it moving meaning you burning energy. You move it. You'll be amazed. And when you look back and you say, wow, the things that you've accomplished, things that you've done, when life could have beat you down. And sometimes that balancing relationship truly is about not drowning in what life brings, where you're still able to breathe, that you can still have life in you so that you can keep it moving. Because I really pray, because life is going to happen. And you can't stay in a state of just being angry because life happened. You can't stay in a state of where you want to curse God, abandon your faith because life happens. You can't just blame God because life happens. Because at the end of the day, the fact that you're living, you have to expect. You have to expect disappointments because it's coming. Disappointment is coming. So you have to decide when those disappointments come, what are you going to do? Because I promise you, it's coming. Kids disappoints, husband disappoints, wife disappoints, people disappoint, friend disappoints, family disappoints. And you know what? Even you disappoint yourself. A lot of what happens to us, a lot of things that we go through, you can also look in the mirror. There's a lot of what we go through, we also create for ourselves, whether it be bad decisions, whether it be things that maybe that at this stage that because God will punish you, there are consequences for actions, things that you do, consequence for your behavior. So when you got all this stuff around you that disappoints you, and you the closest thing to you, life is going to bring you disappointments. It's going to bring you disappointments. But again, what are you going to do when those disappointments come? For me, because I know it's coming. Just like all the disappointment came, more coming. I still live with disappointment, but I'm keeping things moving. I don't wear it on the outside. I don't walk around looking like I'm defeated. Clean yourself up. You don't have to wear it. Clean yourself up. Have your moment. Because I'm not saying you're not entitled to your moment. Have your moment. It's part of the process. Have your moment. Have your time that you need for that. Just don't stay in it. Don't make home in your situation. But there is a process to get to that place of keeping it moving. It is a process. Just don't stay in that place of disappointment. Because if you do that, and more disappointment comes, and more disappointment comes, they're coming. And you got a whole stack of disappointments because you're not dealing with the one that came before the one that came later, the one that came later, and the one that came later. It will defeat you if you don't move away and move beyond those disappointments to make room for the other disappointment because they're coming. They're close to God. You need Him. I need Him. And thank God He stay close to me. So my podcast is when life give you disappointments or when life disappoints, keep it moving. And I hope in this episode, this has been one of, again, of encouragement. One that I hope that you can reassess yourself to know that in you, you can keep it moving. You can fight. You can move beyond your circumstances, your situation. Know that you can. You can't do it alone. You need the help of God Himself. I invite you to continue to be a part of my Share with Shauna podcast family. And if you would subscribe and follow me, and that you would continue to watch me and connect with me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I thank you. I thank you for your time. I thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much.